Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Joshie.dat. We are back and ready to play some Chips Challenge. I hope you all are ready. Grab a drink or a snack. I have my what little vitamin water I have left in here, and some water too. And we are back, and we are on Lumberyard, which is a very long level. Well, not very long, but it's a long level. It is also a Walls of CC1 level that I alluded to at the end of the last video. And Bowman has not gotten to it yet. So if you specifically are watching this, feel free to skip ahead to whatever level 52 is. I don't know what the next level is. I don't know what the next batch of levels is. Usually before I start recording these episodes, I look ahead at least 10 levels ahead and see, just kind of get an expectation of what I'm expecting. But I did not do that today, and even though this is my set, that doesn't mean I know what levels are coming up, especially with one of this magnitude of level total. So we are in for a treat today, I hope. But Lumberyard. This is a Walls of CC1 level, as I mentioned, and uses the walls of Special, the last level of CC1. Now, this wasn't originally my template, if I remember correctly. I think this was VT's. I think he claimed it, or it was just auto-assigned to him, I guess. I don't remember, but I didn't originally have this template. It was someone else's, and due to VT's circumstances, he wasn't able to continue designing for Walls of CC1. So when JB and I redistributed the level templates, I got Special. Because I am special. And I didn't know what to do with it. I had no clue what to do with this level. The wall layout is very sparsely spaced out, if that makes sense. Like this little cluster, there's a little cluster of walls down here in this starting corner, which just felt natural to start the level in, because this little structure right here is kind of where the crux of Special kind of lies, if that makes sense. Like, that's the most noteworthy part of the template. But I didn't know what to do with it, and until it dawned on me that I could possibly retain the blocks from Special. That includes all the hot ones. And that's where I kind of built my level off of, was keeping every block on top of the wall pattern, which was very, very fun to work with. Very fun restraint. And the big thing was trying to make it to where, like, keeping all the hot blocks. I could have just made them all normal blocks, no fire underneath, but I felt like keeping the hot blocks kind of retained its charm, if that makes sense. So I wanted to keep all the hot blocks hot and all the regular blocks not hot. So the first thing was trying to approach that to make it fair for players. Because obviously it's not CC2. You can't block slap stuff, or links for that matter. I mean, yeah, links you could block slap, I guess. But trying to make it fair for MS specifically. How do you present a block as being hot without having it be guesswork necessarily? And I did my best to kind of circumvent that. I either gave the player fire boots right away, or it's at the start of the level. So in this case, down in this room, obviously you can't push this block right here, but when you get this chip you can, and obviously that's a hot block. So there are some instances of that, but for the most part it's all fairly made fair. This one you can't push, and that is a hot block, which is kind of cool. So ultimately this level just became a blockathon with a bunch of chip collecting thrown in just for good measure. So yeah, this is like the iconic like part of Special. This is where the teleport was, and where you start bridging towards where the exit is under the block. And the exit is not under the block in this level. I did not retain that part of it. But that is basically what this level is. It's long, it's block push heavy, and I tried to make it as fair and reasonable as I could while retaining all the blocks. And I think my favorite part about this level, just on its own, is I would not have made this outside of a Walls of context. And that's kind of why I don't really understand the whole like hate on Walls of levels, because you do make stuff that you wouldn't make otherwise. Like, not always, but things like this, like keeping all these blocks, like I didn't have to do this. I could just use the wall pattern by itself. But there was a fun opportunity to keep them all, and or keep all the blocks, and I took that route, and I'm really glad I did. Okay, so this is a little bit of a tricky section. I think we gotta move you out of the way. Oh, this block is for the bomb down there, so that's like that. Okay, we gotta do this. Unlock the U. And then we can go around like this. I'm trying to get into the habit of not looking at myself in the camera, because I only have one monitor still. So it's hard to not like glance at myself how I look. I don't look that good, but it's a bad habit I'm trying to break. So, because that's something I notice, and when I watch back my own recordings, is I notice I look at myself in the camera a lot. It's like a paranoia thing, I guess. This room right here was probably the hardest one. This is like the dead center of Special, where it has all these blocks. And there are some specific ones, like that one was. But for the most part, these are all fairly go to the same general area. Now, not every block was used. There are some that are kind of enclosed by green doors, which is kind of what I used for the boundary of the level, which is kind of where the name Lumberyard stemmed from. There was lots of fire, there was lots of blocks, and there was lots of green locks. Like, clearly I'm going for something forest themed, but not, like, obviously not like a forest fire thing, because we already have forest fire levels. And as I was playtesting it when I was making it, I kind of had this vibe that Chip was in like a lumberyard of some kind. Okay, this is where it kind of gets specific. You have to do that. Oh yeah, this bug room. This bug room's kind of cool. You gotta harbor the... You gotta keep the bug intact without blowing it up early. Okay, we're gonna be waiting for a minute, but that's okay. And by a minute, I mean like 5 seconds. Not a big deal. Ooh, that was close. Alright, this room's a little weird, but once you get the fire boots, it's not that bad. So this room had to be reconstructed a couple of times because it was broken or busted. I hope I didn't just screw it by doing that. So the point of this fireball is it's kind of your indicator of what trap connects to what. So this button right here connected to the far left trap. I think this middle button is what connects to this. And then the far left button that way is what connects to the middle trap. But I think because I pressed that button, I might not be able to blow that bomb up now. And I don't know if you can salvage this. I mean, I didn't really take that into account when I made it. Probably should have, but I didn't. I don't think you get... Oh, you do get a second fireball. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. Yeah, you just... You use the fireball on this bomb. You don't use a block. Because you have a second fireball, so... You use the blocks for up here. Yeah, coming up with all these overlapping things in all these rooms was really, really fun. And I'm realizing as a designer, I really enjoy like stacking, like I like doing things in layers. Did I just... I did. I forgot about that. You gotta use a block to hold that button down so you can push this. That's a bummer. I won't skip ahead. I could, but... What we won't. I do actually have a potential redesign of this starting section where Chip actually starts right here, because I mean look at this, look at the frame right here. I mean it's perfect. But I don't know. I'm still deciding if I want to do that. I didn't include it in this because I didn't want to make that like a standard for this Let's Play. Like, oh, I get to update everything, anything I want at any time. And I just so happen to update the level I'm coming up to, or I'm literally playing next. That room with the fireball that I just did, that you can screw that fireball up. So there are things you do have to be mindful of. It's not just a freebie. You do have to be mindful of certain aspects with this. But I hope you all are having a wonderful wonderful day today. today. I hope you have a nice weekend. I have a scratch on my leg. Yeah, my work week was... I was actually expecting to be really busy because usually 4-day work weeks after a holiday usually means it's going to be really busy, especially the first 2 days after. But it was actually a pretty tame work week. I was quite surprised. Definitely no complaints though. I do like the slow days. Definitely like those slow days. And I don't know why, but this kind of level, I get the vibes that like Jeffrey made it or something. Like it just has that vibe. I don't know why, but this feels like something Jeffrey would absolutely make. And I know he's not really designing much anymore these days either, but I do miss his content too. Maybe at some point. Speaking of new content, I have a somewhat exciting announcement to make that is largely inspired by this Let's Play. Well, not inspired by, but more so like as I'm playing it, I'm kind of realizing like a long set like this would be fun to play, but maybe not at 1300 levels. So what I am working on as of now, and it's pretty finalized. I'm just doing some play tests to make sure, because I did make some level changes to some levels. But I will be re-releasing an update to Josh.dat, which, if you don't know what Josh.dat is, well, let me tell you. Josh.dat is basically like this set. It was, I think when I first made it, it was intended to be like a best of set, like all the JCCLPs combined, pretty much. That was what it was at first.
Bummer.
Oh my god, that's horrible. Horrible. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? I have a squeaky chair, by the way. Sorry. Okay, we are back in this room. Hopefully I don't... There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, okay, let's hold off on that thought real fast. Okay, there we go. So I am going to be releasing a massive overhaul update to Josh.dat, which was a originally like a best of set. Now it's basically going to be Joshie.dat. That's basically what it's going to be. Only differences are just a lot less levels and an actual difficulty curve, which has been probably my biggest hurdle that I've been dealing with. I've been doing a lot of level swaps, lot of level rearranging and all that good stuff. Okay, let's not screw this up. This is definitely a level where if you mess it up, especially as you get further in, it does feel more punishing. So that is kind of the only downside to a level like this. But I mean, every linear level suffers from this. So this doesn't really do anything different. Okay, so this part is pretty sick. So now you have to get another fireball, but this time you don't have fire boots, which I don't know. You kind of know the layout of it, but you have to kind of refamiliarize, like, oh, which one's connected to what kind of ordeal. Okay, so we have a teleporter. Which I think I remember how you do this. So why do I not remember what you do here? Oh, you push the block and you have to time the teleport so the ball is blocking it when you push it through. And then you can go down the teleport and do that. Okay. You can also use the block right here, but once you get down to the last block, you're kind of forced to use the ball. And I think I made it to where you don't get punished if you mistime it. So I'm just gonna do it. Yeah, you just push it right back. So yeah, you don't get punished for missing the timing. There we go. And this opens up a trap, which goes up here. Okay, so okay, you don't want to blow up any of these bombs because you have just enough blocks. There we go. This section was kind of weird to include. And also the blocks on the edges of the level, you know, there was only so much you can do with blocks stuck on the edge, which is kind of why the force floor at the bottom exists. Alright, so this is where you started, and then I just kind of turned it into a little conveyor belt fun for fireballs. And you would think the exit's right here, but it's actually the hint. This spot was definitely too obvious. So now that you have you can open up every green door, and you can extract pretty much all these blocks. I did consider not having the fire boot at the end and using the green key to get this one, but I like the idea of keeping this like as a backup pair of fire boots just in case you accidentally step on a thief still. Okay, so what we have to do now is we have to... Ooh, that ball is still alive, buddy. You have to take some blocks that were enclosed and build a nail. So you have to push a block into this corner through this, because there's no other way to do it, and you just need one more. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it to where you needed the rest of the blocks, because you do have like 3 spares, but that was kind of the point, because I did realize later that there was a possibility you didn't have enough to make this nail. And there is Lumberyard, all completed. Very fun level. I'm not sure how I'm not sure how well this is going to be perceived in a CCLP context, but I have hopes for it. I do plan on submitting this for CCLP 6. It should be a fun inclusion, or consideration at least. So that is Lumberyard. Very fun level to talk about and play. Now we're on to Frozen Course.
Bummer.
And get a teeth right in the face. A Josh L1 Classic. I don't even think you need the teeth. So we're going from one recently designed level. Do I need that suction boot? Genuinely don't know. I mean, I can get it, so I might as well. Wow, what an ass. Okay. Alright, there's your funny death of the day. Alright, we don't need this guy for nothing. He's literally just fodder. So I'm not sure what I was going for with this level. This was made such a long time ago. Okay, those walkers weren't terrible. They could have been bad, though. Okay, what are we doing?
Bummer.
I thought that was open. I thought that trap was open. Why wasn't it open? Yeah, what gives? I thought that was open the whole time. Oh well. So Josh L0, back to what I was getting at with it. I have 250 levels for it, and that is a pretty solid amount for it. I could go to. I did think about 350 just for the name, because my username has that. But I didn't want to force myself to include such a high amount. I think 250 is a good number. It's basically official level set total plus 101, and 50 of these 250 are official levels. Oh, is that why? Oh, that's why it wasn't open. Okay, Evil Walkers. This is sadly Josh L2 content.
Bummer.
It's basically big open space with walkers flying everywhere. It's just Jumping Swarm without the walls. And more chips. Pretty standard procedure here. Yeah, 50 of these 250 are from official sets, so there are some from CCLP 1, 4, and 5. And then the other 200 are actually levels that I intend on submitting for CCLP 6. So they're basically contenders to being like my best of my best levels, like recently. Or what I think are my best levels. Okay, that was a pretty boring experience. Pair Annihilation.
Bummer.
Oh.
Bummer.
Oh. Yellow keys aren't needed, but they can be very useful. Okay, so this is Pair Annihilation. I think this was a level title I took from the level title bank on the wiki back when that was a popular thing to do. Does anyone even use that title bank anymore? I'm sure people still do. I could see this being like a fun CC2 port.
Bummer.
With the addition of a no yellow key bonus. Like behind a socket. So if it means you get a yellow key, you can't get the bonus. But I generally am not the biggest fan. Can I not die by balls, please? Thank you. I'm generally against CC porting CC1 levels to CC2. But if they have a fun like CC2 only potential, like even if it's just a bonus thing, I think it's fine. But I say this with the caveat that I don't intend on doing that, because this level's not that fun. I want to say this is a Joshie.dat 4 level too, like one of the early Joshie.dat 4 ones. Okay, exit's right there. Okay, I think I'm good just to unlock a bunch of stuff.
Bummer.
Oh my god. Dude, pink ball levels are... I don't know what it is, but as simple of an enemy as a pink ball is, I struggle with them the most. I handle blobs better than this. Or blob levels than pink ball levels. I think what it is like, it's the collision part. Like, this is very susceptible to creating weird collisions and just not expecting a ball to fly into your face like that.
Bummer.
I think that's why I have so much trouble with pink ball levels. I love making them, but not when they're used for this kind of context.
Bummer. Bummer.
And of course, there's instances where I'm just simply not paying much attention. So this one we might be on for a bit, but hopefully not.
Bummer.
Oh my god.
Bummer.
It's funny. Someone recently came to me about like my most rage heavy moment. I should not be alive. That should have killed me. Levels like this, I'm pretty susceptible on raging on. But I'm not really going for like a ragey kind of atmosphere with this Let's Play. So honestly, if there's a level I am seriously like stumped on, or not stumped on, but I'm just not in the right headspace to complete it, I will just skip it. Like at some point, I will just skip it. I won't force myself to beat it if I can help it. Okay, with just one chip left, you're right there. Alright, there we go. I'm not even going to see how many extras I had. Super Mystery Dungeon. What a great game. Alright, this is a CCLP2 exclusive level, so this goes into the other category. And this is a medley level consisting of Josh 6 levels, I believe. I made 2 of those for JCCLP2. Is this one and another one called what was it called? Explorers of Time and Darkness, I think it's called. So this room references Rag Mountain. This one is Zabriskie Point, I believe. Oh, that is capable of moving. The starting section is Gone to Lunch and Chocolate Covered Chocolate. And this is Set a Dark Isle, which we did play already. Up here is, I think, Clay Tunnels on the right there. This is Flooded Forest. I'm not sure what level that was. This is Shrub, Classic. And this is Nectar Meadow. At least 2 blocks in this room are necessary to reach the bottom left section. Good to know. Alright, let's open up some room. Just unlock everything I can, just so I know what I can't unlock. I could unlock this one by the Tooth Monster, but I'm not gonna risk it. Alright, 2 blocks for the bottom left. Interesting. I don't think I had any boots, so that's fine. Oh, I see. So you can't enter it through this. You gotta go through that way. So if I just push you on the edge, what if I do that? And I go around the long way. So I gotta make another trip around. Okay, I think we need a nail, so I think we need more than 2. I think we need 3, which is what we have. Okay, so do that. This going around like this is a little obnoxious, but... Oh, you do need 2. You just need 1 for the nail. Okay. So I was correct. Alright, this one I think is Dot Collection Agency, which is another pink ball level. Good, they can all just die. Okay, fire boots. What am I collecting fire boots for? Okay, I can go through here. So this is asphalt line, I believe. Okay, and this is the rest of chocolate covered chocolate, and I think this is membrane. Okay, so I do need to get blocks to go up through this. Now, how does one accomplish that? Well, these are the 2 blocks I have. Just go ahead and do that. I believe this is what the fire boots are for, or intended to be for. And can I grab them and go back around? I can. I can also go down there to that red key section. Oh, I think I referenced Holiday Trail for this very bottom portion.
Bummer.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright, well there's no sense of getting back to where I was, because I don't really know where I was. I was still trying to figure this one out. I have not played this in a long time. So I can already go down here. I could have went down here the whole damn time. Okay, let's just get this block pushing done. So yeah, hopefully Josh L0 is something to look forward to. I know it's kind of getting a little redundant that all I'm really putting out there these days is just like compilation sets. But Josh L Zero is a set I released over 5 years ago, like during COVID. And it's been very outdated, especially with the release of Trading Places, Walls of CC1, a couple newer levels I recently made. It needed to be updated for sure. Okay, that's just going to be rough to get back through, so let's not go that way. I'm going to hold off on those fire boots because I feel like that's the only pair I have. And don't really want to waste them on anything. Okay, so we have this room. I think what you need to do is blow that bomb up, and then you can get the chip in the top right corner. So for that, I do actually need the fire boots for. Okay, I can do that. Okay, can't go that way. I think the only problem I have with this level personally is just medley levels in general in this kind of structure is they are hard to make. Like, I have not mastered the art of making a medley level like this, like the way Eddie Lim did in his Dedications.dat series, which I'm sad nothing more came out of that. I mean, is it just me that feels that way? But not just that, but I didn't even really use the clay tunnel part, which is a little unfortunate. Okay, so now the ultimate goal of this is to get rid of all your red keys that you accumulated. Which is a little easier said than done. But thankfully you can go back around like this. And you do have fire boots, so you can just get rid of them as freely as you want. And that is Super Mystery Dungeon. Great level, well, not great level, but great Pokemon game to reference. It really sucks that they haven't not made another Mystery Dungeon since Super. Well, no, they did remake the Rescue Team ones. I have not played those, actually. I never got them, but I did enjoy the original. But hopefully they release another Mystery Dungeon game eventually, because it's been like 10 years now. It kind of sucks. A new one, not a remake. If they're going to make a remake again, they should remake Explorers of Sky. Because I also have not played Explorers of Sky. That's probably going to upset a certain someone. But I never played it. I know I played Explorers a time, but anyway, we're not talking about Pokemon games right now. We're talking about playing Earthball, another stupid pink ball level. Man, this one's gonna frustrate me. I can already tell you, this is gonna frustrate the crap out of me. I am glued onto the screen for this. Okay.
Bummer.
No! No! Oh my god, dude, I'm gonna... I can't. I can't.